Good morning. Boy, I can tell it's morning. I have to clear my throat. I'm sorry about that. This is Tom's Radio Room Show, and this is number 378. 378. This morning I'm trying to get, once again, China Radio International so that I could capture my friend Spencer on his show, or not his show, but the show he's on. Sorry for giving you a promotion there, Spencer. And we're getting it kind of in and out. And it's coming up on 7 a.m. here in Florida. Now, I've tried hooking an external antenna to the new Eton 550, but I don't have the adapter to go from an F connector to a 239 connector, which is what comes out of my antenna switch. So I'm having to use a kind of a Mickey Mouse rig to hook up that antenna, which is my antenna outside my G5 RV, and I'm trying to connect it through the switch to this radio or the 750. And so far, let me flip it over to this radio, and not getting much. Every once in a while, kind of gets a little stronger and comes through, but really weak there. But the problem is I don't have a good connection, so that's one problem. So let's go back to this guy and see if we can hear Spencer. Now see, it's gotten worse. And it's, according back to my little Mickey Mouse watch, it's 7 o'clock. Got music playing right now, believe it or not. The one problem I have is I don't know exactly when Spencer will be on during this hour. I can't see the S meter, but the S meter is going up and down, up and down. It's all over the place. Now, luckily, today is one day that it's not storming. So, here we go. Not very good. It's pretty noisy, and of course this is coming from Beijing. I can't pronounce that right. Anyway, it's coming from China, and I'm in Florida, so it's quite a travel for me. The audio is bad enough that I wouldn't be able to recognize Spencer if he was on. Actually, I don't even understand what they're saying. One thing you can do to improve the clarity is use a good pair of either earbuds or headphones. But of course, if you're listening to shortwave, you got to be careful you don't bust an eardrum, and because when you're tuning to band, something breaks in. So that got to be a little careful using headphones. I have had days several months ago where China radio just comes booming in clear as a mud, but clear as mud, wait a minute, clear as a bell. Boy, I am so screwed up. Okay, since it's not coming in too good, I'm going to go ahead and go back over to this guy and see if I can even pick it up. Again, we're having to use a clip-on to get to my switch, which has my G5RV, and yeah, we're not getting anything. Connection's not that good. I'm, having to use this funky adapter. Not the best setup. I really need, excuse me. Sorry. I really need to purchase a F-type connector, which is on the back of this radio, to a PL239, so that I can hook this in directly. See, right now I'm going from the antenna switch, which I get some loss going through the switch, to this short little cable, which is a 259, to an adapter to adapt to the now this. When I wish this radio had this connector on it, but a lot of smaller shortwave radios have this small connector on it, so that's what I've got this adapter for. So I'm using that to plug in this adapter, and now I've just gone from shielded cable to unshielded cable. It's not good, and so it's pretty much of a kludge. Yeah, I'm not picking up anything with this radio. Now, like I say, I don't know if it's the reception capability of this radio or just this kludge. And I don't know for sure because I'm no expert, but I think there's a difference between going and clipping on to the whip antenna, the built-in antenna, and going to the external connection on the back. I think you go in some radios, you go through a little preamplifier when you connect to that external, so you get a little boost there. Not true in all radios, but in some radios. So, I'm kind of missing out there, and then I'm not going to that connector in the back. I could, take a short cable that's got the right connector for the back of the radio, the F-type connector, and cut it in half and put a 259 connector so that will mate with my antenna switch, and that'll help. But what ideally, the simplest thing to do, so I don't have to take this short cable in and out because I use it for other radios, would be to have an adapter that just plugs on the back and adapts to this connector directly, from F to this cable, this connector right here. That's what I want, and I need to order one. I didn't have any on Amazon, but Universal Radio has some, so probably need to order one. So we're not getting anything here. You notice it's pretty quiet. Watch when I disconnect this. Yeah, see the noise level goes up, and if I extend this, the noise level goes way up because of the junk in my office. So, but still not getting any signal. So let's turn that back down. Move it out of the way. Switch back over to 750 and see if I can hear him. Still pretty bad. There's a woman talking, obviously, so that's not Spencer. And Spencer, if you're watching this video, if you could give me some indication, and maybe it changes from day to day so you can't do that, but if you could give me some indication of what time in general you're on this show from 7 to 8, like, you could tell me if it's, first quarter, first half, third quarter, or at the end. If you consistently are about in the same time frame, then I can record like 15 minutes starting at 15 after, 30 minutes after, 45 minutes after, and I'll be able to capture that one. Now the S meter is jumping between about half scale and full scale, and it's jumping all the time, so that whatever that propagation is coming in and out. Of course, the station's transmission is constant. So I'm going to continue to let the recorder go for about another 10 minutes. And if you want to stop watching this video now, you can do that. But please don't. So here we go. I'm just going to let it run for another 10 minutes and just listen. I just noticed I have my big fan in the room on, so you may hear some difference in the audio now. I got the fan turned off. Okay, I tried a little trick that Spencer told me about. Is I turned my RF gain down, and now the S meter is about 0. And I have turned the volume up, but it seems to be not quite as noisy. Okay, there I switched on the 750. It has an RF gain audio position, so I switched it back to audio. I mean auto. And we're going to turn that auto off, which takes it to minimum gain. Have to turn the volume up. So it does help. The other thing I can do is I can use the antenna attenuator button to attenuate the signal. Ooh, I really cut it down there. That's too much. Let's go back. That does help. Whoops. Wow. I don't know who that is, but it should. That sounds like another station bleeding in now. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. That station just came on the air at 6.00. It's probably coming out of Cuba or South America, and it's just booming in. So my China radio down here at 5995 is completely getting wiped out. And I even got it on narrow filter right now. Let me see what it does when I go to wide. Yeah. See, when I go to wide, it now is bringing in. Let me turn this down. It's bringing in that Cuban station. I'm guessing Cuban station of up at 6.00. Now that's one of the advantages of very expensive shortwave radios. I'm talking radios that are $800 or $900. Is they've got variable filters so that you can, basically just tune in that narrow band range to get the station you want. And these radios that are in this price range, they just have a wide filter and a narrow filter, and that's all you got. That's the only control you've got. So I'm glad I might as well stop recording now, because since that Cuban station has come on the air at, well, it came on at probably 7:15, which is kind of an odd time, but it wasn't there before, and maybe just band conditions changed. It's wiping out 5.95 channel radio, so it's essentially gone. And if I turn the RF gain back to auto, which it is, and you can see the other thing that's interesting is the S meter is 0. Now let me go up to 600. Yeah, and see when I go up to that station, the S meter is pegged, and of course that station is coming in loud and clear. So that's the kind of the fun games you have with listening to shortwave radio. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to call this quits. That's a show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. That gives me an indication that I'm providing videos that you're interested in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.